Welcome, Cancer and Cancer Cross Watchers, to your full moon or lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is happening on the 28th of October. So I hope you guys are having a great day. And of course, thank you for stopping by my channel. The full moons are all about illumination and things coming to light. So we're going to find out what information is coming your way. We have the Seven of Wands. Cancer, I feel like if you feel like you have been up against the odds, it's almost like you're going to realize that the people that are making a big stink or kind of kicking up a fuss about something are not the real enemy. There's somebody else. It's like you're going to see who's been wandering around whispering in everybody's ear, trying to cause trouble for you. So, whoops. What's going on behind the scenes with Cancer? It feels like someone is, this kind of meddler energy, we'll call them, troublemaker. It feels like they are trying to take some sort of new beginning away from you. And I'm going to be honest, I'm feeling that you're quite hurt by it. It feels like you are, it's almost like, obviously nobody would do anything to deserve this kind of treatment anyway, right? But I feel like there's an energy here with this person. It's like you really didn't do anything to them, right? It's almost like this person is starting trouble because they don't like you, but they don't have any reason to not like you. You know, sometimes people meet you and it's like you just rub them the wrong way. But it's the energy of like, there's something in you that's sparking this like venom in them to come out. And I feel like even other people might go up to this person and be like, why do you have it out for Cancer? And it's almost like there doesn't seem to be any source. They don't have any reason for it. They just seem to get some weird sick pleasure out of trying to mess with you and causing you problems. What is this person's problem? Why are they trying to take this beginning? Holy crap. So we have the Ace of Swords with the Hierophant, Seven of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands. They're jealous. That's for sure. It feels like, this is what it feels like. It's almost like if people say about you, like, just may not be the actual situation, just to capture the energy. It's like if people say about you, like, oh, Cancer has a lot, but they've worked for everything that they have, and they're so strong, and they're so this and so that. And this person comes along and they're like, oh yeah, Cancer's strong. Cancer can handle a lot. Cancer's really on an even keel, and they don't, lose their temper. Okay, let me see if I can make them lose their temper. Right? It's like they just want to undermine you at every turn. And I feel like it's, from what I'm feeling initially, I'll try to dig into it a little bit more. It feels like this person is doing it because it's almost like they see you as, oh, okay. Whatever you've been able to overcome and whatever you've been able to accomplish, they're pissed off about it because they feel like, shouldn't they be able to, like, if you can push through that, people might be standing there being like, oh my gosh, can you believe what Cancer was able to do? And instead of being kind of like, oh, wow, that's really great, this person is taking it as a personal insult, that it's like in somebody saying to them, like, wow, look what Cancer could do. That person is also saying to this troublemaker, look what you haven't done. Look how you don't measure up. Right? It's like their understanding and perception of what people say and what people mean are two very different things. Right? It's like somebody could say like, "Oh, nice day today," and they would automatically think someone's insulting their hair. Like it's just really kind of out of left field. Um, but whatever it is, it's I do want to say there's something about you. It's this might sound strange, but it's almost like this person's pissed off because they kind of like you, right? So it's almost this energy of like, you know, someone's pulling your pigtails in kindergarten, right? I mean, that's just a figure of speech, right? But it's like this person feels like every time they turn around and think that they have figured out how to one up you, or they figured out how to feel like they're on par with you at least, it's like they find out that there's something else that you've done and they're kind of like, what's the curses, like it's a very immature energy. I don't know, man. What does Cancer need to know to kind of be able to go to battle with this person? So in the Strength card, this is, oh, look, we have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. This is actually supposed to be the Empress in this card. This might sound strange, but I feel like you may have an easier time fighting this energy if you look at it as fighting yourself, right? It's like, this might sound strange, but it's like all of the worst ways that you could think about things and all of the kind of like, this sounds terrible. It's like, however hateful you can imagine yourself to be, I feel like that's how you can kind of battle this person, because it actually feels like that might be exactly what they're doing. And I feel like, not that you're fighting fire with fire, but it's more like that's how you can figure out how to anticipate it. And it doesn't mean, I'm not saying that you'll do this, okay? It doesn't mean that you sit there and, overthink it to, within an inch of its life, right? The situation. It's more that there are going to be certain bits of insight and intuitive hits that cross your mind. And I feel like you might shake them off like, no, that would never happen. That's what this person is doing. At least that's their intent. I feel like even if they do have some short-term success, it does come back around and smack them in the face. I do feel like you will be able to subvert this if you stay on your toes and you don't put anything past this person, right? It's like, let's say you're playing euchre and you would not cheat, so you assume that no one else would cheat. But then it's like someone had told you recently that this is how you cheat at euchre, and you see this person doing this like weird stuff while they're shuffling the deck, and you're kind of like, oh, that looks really familiar, but you fluff it off because, oh, it's like, of course somebody wouldn't be doing that. How ridiculous is it to, cheat at a card game? And I feel like in that type of way, you're going to see a lot of things that you may initially fluff off. And that may have been why this person seems to have found a way to get under your skin in the first place, if they do. Yikes. What does this person actually want? Well, damn. They want you to be just as unhappy as they are. They want you to be just as isolated as they are. And it's like that's their initial sort of thing. But what they actually want is the compassion that you give. They seem to feel like if they're not going to be able to get what they feel they need or want from you, like that love and care and affection that you guys are freaking amazing for giving. I mean, I understand that you are probably, unless you're a cross watcher, you'll have a strong Cancer placement. But for those of us that know Cancers, you guys are so loving and so attentive. And I feel like actually what this person really needs is that, and they feel like they can't get it. It's almost like they feel like they've resigned themselves to not being able to get that. So they're going to get your attention somehow. And if they can't get your attention, they're going to make dang sure that you are just as unhappy, that you are sitting in the same trenches they are. Gross. I shouldn't say things like that, but like, come on. That's ridiculous. So, does Cancer, I was going to say, does Cancer have any allies? So we have the Page of Swords, which usually talks about the cold, hard truth, and then the Ten of Wands with the Six of Cups. I feel like if you look at this person, number one, as a child, playing a child's game, like they're very immature. They may be playing a child's game, but they're using adult rules, if that makes sense, right? It's like, I don't want that term of like they're playing a child's game to downplay what it is that they're doing, because it's not like it's harmless. They are trying to cause you harm. I feel like the bigger message here is there may be actually a very unlikely ally. I feel like if ever you get to the point where you're kind of like, I'm fed, like I'm done, I'm not fighting this fight with you anymore, I feel like that's when this person comes in. And let's say, for example, may not be the actual situation, but let's say, for example, you may be someone that has a really long fuse, right? You may be patient and understanding, and it takes you a while to get to a place where you feel like giving up. And I feel like if people don't know the extent or the gravity of what's going on, if and when you get to that place where it's kind of like I'm overwhelmed, like I'm kind of hitting my limit here, I feel like that's when people step in. And I feel like there's kind of people that step in and be like, what the is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Because it's like, if people who know that you are, doesn't mean you're a doormat, okay? But you are someone that's very understanding, because you're able to feel into the underlying motives behind people's bad behavior. So you're able to kind of like, you don't react by taking it personally. So if people have pushed you to that point, or if someone has pushed you to the point that you feel like this, I feel like somebody comes in and it's like they may not even know you very well. They may not know everything that's happened, but on principle alone, the fact that someone has been able to push somebody like you to this point is disgraceful in and of itself. So it feels like it's going to be somebody that you haven't really gotten along with for a while. It feels like it's somebody that you kind of thought that you were at odds with, is actually seems to be the person that comes in swinging this sword, kind of like cutting the other person down. Like, what is wrong with you? It's that type of a thing that I'm feeling. So what's going to clear up that fog? What's the answer to that question? So I want you to think of it's like, this might sound strange. There's an absurdity here, or a question related to the absurd nature of this. So if you want to ask that, well, what is it? Not sure if that was upright or reversed. I feel like there may be times where you struggle to not take this personally, because it does feel like a personal attack, because part of it is the peculiar energy here is that it is a personal attack, but it's not personal against you. It's personal to this person, but it's like, it wouldn't matter if it was you or if it was the next person or the next person or the next person, right? It's like, it's personal to them in that they get personal gratification out of doing this nonsense, but it's not personal in that they actually hate you or don't like you or da 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 da, right? It's more like they hate themselves and they're taking it out on you. So can we get some advice here. Advice. Got the Magician reversed. This isn't your fault, and no, you didn't manifest this. Page of Pentacles. I know some people subscribe to the belief that, like, you know, the higher power or the universe, whatever you see as the higher power, is, you know, giving you some hardship to make you stronger so you can handle it when life is harder down the road. I personally don't. I think that's garbage. I think sometimes people do things that aren't in their highest good, and then there's collateral damage, right? I don't really believe that there's some sort of higher power that's going to give you more, like, consistently harder stuff in your life just so you can be stronger. However, this is still happening, right? It just, that my little diatribe there was really just to say that, like, this is not your fault. You didn't manifest this. It's almost like you kind of got picked out of a crowd unfairly. It's almost that energy of, like, your light was shining really bright and this person couldn't stand it, and that's why you became the target. It's not because you know, this is karma coming back around to get you or blah, blah, blah. It really is more like you were just shining a little too bright for this person to be able to handle. So we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Cancer, I feel like people are really going to admire how you handle this, number one. I feel like, number two, you may be hoping or feeling like people are going to come to your aid, but I feel like by the time they get there, you're already, it's almost like you've already done something or moved towards something or, like, developed the strength or whatever it is, right? It's like you've already finished it. This might sound super strange, and obviously this isn't going to be the actual case. It's the energetics of it. But it's like whatever it is that you're doing here, it's going to go down in the books, right? It's like people are going to use you as a teaching example of who to be and how to act and how to conduct themselves, right? It's like people are going to look at you as like a high class, high value person. And I want to be really clear. There was a thing somewhere where I heard that someone was like, oh, high value doesn't mean high morals. A pardon? If you could see my face right now, it's just got, like, stank attitude all over it. Someone who is high value, from what the cards are saying, it's someone that has a very strong moral fortitude, someone that doesn't let other people compromise their integrity. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard. It doesn't mean that you won't mess up. It means that, and it certainly will, like, that's not perfection, right? It's somebody that is consistently high class, right? It's like, it's class, it's elegance, it's grace. I feel like I'm starting to sing a song, so I'm going to stop. I don't know which one it is, but it feels like I'm starting to quote a song, so I'm going to stop. But it's that type of an energy. And I feel like people are going to be all the more impressed because most of it, if not all of it, you did on your own. And I feel like even further to that, some people may speculate that you've had help and you've this and you've that. And it's not because they're doubting your capabilities. It's more that, like, it's unbelievable that you were able to do what you did in the way that you did. So I think I'll leave it there, Cancer. If this reading resonated, I'm sorry. I hope that it was helpful. I wish you all of the best. It does feel like it might be a challenging couple of weeks, but this will not last, this garbage that they're throwing your way. So I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you like what I do, please like, comment, subscribe. It does help the channel. For those of you that are new here, or of course, those of you that made it to the end of the reading, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. For those of you that are new here, welcome. I upload twice a week, usually longer reads, Monday to Thursday. And then I have mini weekly reads for love on Sundays. Next week, we will have the longer reads are the monthlies for November. So please keep an eye out for those if you are so inclined. And we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.